The head of a suicide prevention charity has set off on a 300-mile run from County Durham to Downing Street. Matthew Smith will hand a letter signed by...
All good?
Yeah.
So I suppose probably is the best place to start. I quite often, since I've finished the run, have been asked why on earth would I run 289 miles. And I suppose there's kind of a few answers. The first was I got injured. I ruptured my Achilles, and that kind of was a bit of boredom and a bit of realisation of, if I can run again, then maybe I've got an opportunity to try and do something special, something memorable. But also because of my experience, my personal experience, but also the experience of everybody that we support, all the families, all the loved ones that we see on a daily, weekly basis that are dealing with similar experiences. And that was really what made me make the decision of doing the run. Ultimately, what we wanted to do was try and make some change. It wasn't just about fundraising. The most important thing was trying to make some difference. I think for kind of me, when I was training for the run, I was never going to be ready to do it. I try to do as much running as possible, but trying to balance that out with life, it can be quite difficult. I did find it really helpful for my own mental health. Obviously, it was a really difficult challenge, but I think it didn't become real as a challenge until that first day when I got to the offices. And I think we were talking about it beforehand and saying how many people do we think is going to be there, and we were saying 20, 30, but to see the numbers that came and kind of started the journey with me, with the team, was unbelievable. We had a walk to the Red Lion pub. We wanted to give everybody an opportunity that wanted to be part of the run to be part of it, and then we set off to London.
3, 2, 1.
I was reflecting the other day. I was on the train coming back from London, which is definitely an easy way to get around. The train's definitely quicker than running to London, by the way. I went past the White Horse, which is in Yorkshire, and I kind of reflected on that because it was the third or fourth day, I think, when I'd ran past that. And I always think of that as kind of far when you're driving. It's kind of when you're going for a journey. It's not around the corner. And to think that it took me 3 or 4 days to get there was unbelievable. But I ran through some amazing places as well. Met some really friendly people, some very kind people, seeing my top and giving me cash and stuff like that, which obviously was amazing and kind of spurs you on to continue. I've been asked quite a lot of what was the hardest bit, and looking back now, every day was difficult on a morning, it was, but actually as you got through the day, the motivation was always there, because I just had to look down at the t-shirt and see all the loved ones' names and remind me of the purpose, remind me and just refocus kind of where I'm trying to head and exactly why I'm doing it. But I think towards the end, the 10th day was the hardest, and it was the first day, believe it or not, where I actually thought I couldn't do it, and I was heading to London at that point. I was running down the canals. At that point, I thought I was done. I didn't think I could really do any more. And I remember I'd gone back to the hotel, and I was just on the verge of crying. I'd rang my girlfriend and I'd said, I think I just feel like I'm going to break down. And my brother had texted us, my brother Ben had texted us and said, how are you, what are you doing, stuff like that. And I'd said, I was just going out for food. And I went downstairs, and my family were there, and I just burst into tears. Just all that emotion, all that hurt, all that motivation just came out, and it's what I needed, I think, because I got all that out, I got all that feeling out, and then it was refocus, eat my body weight again in pizza, and then back on for the last day, and had some friends there as well, which was amazing, you know. But even just to arrive there and just the relief that I didn't have to run anymore was good. It took us a good few days, maybe weeks, to be honest, to acknowledge and really accept what I'd done. And I can look back now and have real pride, but I don't feel like I've achieved what I set out to achieve yet, because really the purpose of the run wasn't about me running. The purpose of the run was to deliver the letter, to get that to the government, to create the change, and that hasn't happened yet. We're still pushing for a response from the government, and we'll continue to keep pushing and to keep making that change. And you know, governments can change, people can change, but ultimately what we're trying to voice won't change until we actually create that conversation. So the motivation's still there, and I think until we get that acknowledgement and that conversation started, I won't fully feel like I've done it, like I've completed what I set out to do. I know what I've done is a great achievement, but we're not there yet, and I think, you know, we'll keep pushing that.
Woo! Do half a mile, half a mile. Smile for video.